Samantha, a Cosmopolitan, and Donald Trump. You just don't get more New York than that.
Hello and welcome to Intoxicated Masculinity. It's Wednesday. We have a cocktail video coming at you today. We are doing a very famous cocktail going back to the 1980s called the Cosmopolitan. If you've heard of this cocktail, it is very possibly heard about it from a HBO television show called Sex and the City. It very much popularized the drink. The drink was actually originally invented, we think, in the 1980s, and we think on the West Coast. However, as with most cocktails, there is some degree of debate on that. My best guess is it is West Coast. It is probably somewhere in the mid-1980s. The one thing that I found very unique about this cocktail is going through and trying to research what is a Cosmopolitan. So the actual ingredients are pretty much well agreed upon by everyone. The proportions, however, are wildly different. The recipe that I am going to use is the recipe from Diffords. I've used this recipe in the past. It's the one that I like. That is not to say that the other recipes are not good also. International Bartenders Association has their own recipe. Death & Co. has their own recipe. Meehan's has their own recipe. Again, it's all using basically the same ingredients, just in a little bit different proportions. So definitely look this up a little bit and check it out. I thought about doing different versions, but I mean, they're all basically the same cocktail with just slight variations on how much of each ingredient you're using. And I didn't really think it was different enough to make separate cocktails for the same video. So I think what we're going to do is, again, I apologize for not knowing more about the origins of the cocktail. There's several people that kind of claim credit for it. But again, 80s, West Coast. Now, I think we're going to grab some ingredients and put them together in the order and proportions that I believe they should go in to make ourselves a proper Cosmopolitan. And we find ourselves surrounded by ingredients. Alright, so again, like I said, the proportions on this cocktail really vary a lot from recipe to recipe. Again, I'm using the Diffords version, and this is from the Diffords, well, I'll put below in the description which Diffords I'm using, because even the Diffords recipes vary a little bit. We're going to start off with our cranberry juice, and we're going to go 1.5 ounces. Toss that in our shaker, and of course spill some, because why not? Because we are classy AF, we're going to go ahead and use ourselves Grey Goose lemon vodka. It doesn't really matter. Use whatever you have in hand. We're going to go ahead and toss in 1 ounce of our lemon vodka. If you have the choice between Ketel One and Absolute, I would probably go with Ketel One. I'm not a big fan of Absolute, personally. Alright, now it calls for 1 ounce of an orange liqueur. A lot of people use Cointreau. I use Cointreau a lot too, but as I've said in the past, I've been using Salerno lately. I think it's a very good substitute. You could use triple sec here too, although I find triple sec to be a little sweet, especially like your cheaper triple secs. And so we got 1 ounce of our orange liqueur, and finally 1/2 ounce of our lime juice. Alright, let's get some ice in our shaker and shake this thing up. Alright. Alright, so go ahead and get that in there. Make sure you fill your shaker up as much as you can and just give it a good shake. Now, traditionally, this is going to be served in a martini glass, but you can go ahead and serve it in a coupe or a Nicanor or whatever you got handy. So we got our, I'm going to use the martini glass. Again, like I said, whatever you got handy is going to be perfectly fine. Go ahead and double strain that on in. Now, a note on a channel called Intoxicated Masculinity. This is a pink cocktail. It is a delicious cocktail. You will like it. Do not feel pressured to not order a cocktail because it is the wrong color. Alright, and there we have a Cosmopolitan. Typically this is going to be garnished with just a twist of orange. So just make sure to rub that on the glass. Express the oils. Yeah, it's just a really yummy cocktail. I mean, you've got a lot of tartness coming in. You know, you get a lot of citrus in this cocktail. You also don't bring a lot of sweetness either. I mean, the sweetness in this cocktail is coming entirely from your cranberry juice, and I think that's perfectly fine. It is not too boozy of a cocktail. I mean, you do have your lemon vodka and your orange liqueur, but overall, I think they balance very, very well. Yeah, it's just a really great cocktail. Now for this cocktail, we're sort of going to do something a little different. Well, we've done this similar in the past, but now that we've learned a little about this cocktail and made it, next week we're going to do, and you're going to see a very similar cocktail in that video, we are going to try some cocktails that you can buy either canned or pre-made out there on the market and see if they stack up. But until then, I want to thank everybody for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good drink. Have a good day. Anyway, it's recording me saying this.